after a month on the island of Koh Chang, we returned to Bangkok and took an overnight bus up to Chiang Rai in the north of Thailand. We haven't been here before, and this will be our final stop in Thailand. Although it's in the north, it is still very tropical, and which makes it nice for our accommodation. This is our accommodation, Chan House, which has a nice restaurant, and best of all, in this heat, a swimming pool, which is lovely to cool off in. So our room here is just a simple basic room with a bed, a bathroom and a fan, which is really all that we need. Just 5 minutes from our accommodation, we found a running track, perfect for our morning runs, right next to the river, so it's lovely at sunrise. It's kind of around a set of fitness places. There are courts for playing tennis, basketball, there are exercise equipment machines. It's right by the river, which is just stunning. You can even buy your morning lettuce if you want from this little stall here on the right. The track itself is marked out. It's a nice yellow track. And every 100 meters, it has the distance marked out. So it's a 1 kilometer track, and every 100 meters you have that marker. And a little bit of motivation. You can do it. Perfect for our morning runs. Just arrived in Chiang Rai after an overnight bus from Bangkok, which was actually quite comfy.
24 hours.
And arrived this morning to nothing.
Oh, hang on, look at that. Pawpaws there growing in the tree. I'm sure these are dragon fruit.
Yeah, they're dragon fruit.
Come. Oh, and there's a rooster too.
Lots of them. Yeah, we thought we'd arrive at like 7 o'clock this morning and go and have breakfast somewhere.
Eggplant, sorry.
And have breakfast somewhere and then go to the
yeah,
centre.
Stop in a cafe and break up the trip
break
to
up
the
the trip
place
and maybe go for a coffee and have a walk around, and there was just nothing.
It was
open.
pretty quiet.
Pretty much nothing open. So we just kept walking towards our hostel, thinking we might find somewhere on the way, and then we found our hostel and had breakfast there, which was very nice.
Lovely. See, it's a lot cheaper straight up compared to Koh Chang, but I guess that's city life.
Yeah.
So what, we're getting pretty close now, I think, to the blue temple?
Yeah.
Not the red one or the white one.
It's about 30 minutes walk from our hostel on big roads. Wasn't a particularly pretty walk, but yeah, this is the blue hostel. We've got our sarongs so we can cover our legs. Got our you've got your shirt to cover your shoulders, and yeah, this temple is free to get into, and it's a blue temple, so we'll see what this looks like.
First impressions are it's big, it's blue. Jill, what's your thoughts?
What an impressive entrance.
Yeah.
Kind of a sea temple, but we're nowhere near the sea. Like a mermaid's tail.
Yeah, it's definitely, like if the elephants had tails, it's definitely an ocean theme. Sort of water dragons and...
Blue Temple is the temple of the dancing tigers, because on the ruins, the folklore said on the ruins of the old temple here, the tigers used to leap over the ruins, so it looked like they were dancing in the temple. And there are Naga serpents, which I think are these ones with a garden.
Yeah, definitely.
They're on both sides. There's also mythical creatures of nature protecting the temple against negative energies, and angels maybe on the other side with staffs, but also protecting the temple.
At the main entrance.
Yeah.
But this was a really modern or new temple, wasn't it?
So the white temple, the guy who designed the white temple, his student designed this one. So it was in disrepair in 1996. They started to think about repairing it. I think 2005 the local community decided to rebuild it, and this guy designed it. So they started constructing it then, and it was finished in 2016, but it's still being added to.
To make sure your legs are covered, we've got the shoulders done.
Your shoes here.
Yeah, I'll put my shoes there.
The standing Buddha behind the main hall in the Abhaya Mudra pose, the gesture of fearlessness and protection. So the temple is a work in progress. It was finished in 2016, but it's still said that artists are constantly adding and improving it and adding bits. This guy's still adding to this statue. It's amazing to watch. So there's some on this side that don't even have statues on. We're just waiting for someone to make a statue, put it on it and paint it. Wow. Temple in progress indeed.
And after all that heavenliness.
Skulls. Such detail on these little ones. And then
scary,
the more you
though.
look, the more you realise that the whole temple is covered in skulls.
So I think, yeah, this is like the exit back into the real world. Yeah, definitely no entry, don't go in there. We found a driver that another driver said was crazy, but he seems nice. He's just old and doesn't have many teeth. So we're going from the Chiang Rai bus depot, and we're going to the White Temple.
Hopefully.
No, we are. It'll be 20-25 minutes, 30 baht each. So everybody's happy. He's happy. I'm happy. Are you happy, Jill?
Happy. So the Song Tao did
Tao.
bring us here. Just kind of stopped on the main road, and he just knocked on the window and pointed down, and you could see it across the road. So we got out, and there's this massive dual carriageway with no crossing point, and he's just waving us to go across. Go, go, go. So
We did.
we did, and
But
here we are.
he was a good old guy. He had his steering wheel, and he, from going doot 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 to see if people would get on or they wanted to get on, he'd worn through the whole of his steering wheel, and he'd worn through the inside. You could see the foam, and then you could see a bit of plastic on top of it, like the back of a shiny postcard, and he was beep beep beeping that to get people's attention, and he got three
He did.
other
Three other
customers.
passengers. Yep.
Good on him.
Yeah.
It was
So
fun.
we're about to go into the White Temple, which you can just see the edges of here. There you go. So looking forward to this one. See if we can compare it to the blue one we went to yesterday.
It's like icing on a wedding cake.
Okay, let's go.
They're like teeth and skulls and
It's kind of creepy.
why do you think it's creepy?
Well, because it's like everyone's hands reaching up. It's like something out of a
Lord of
horror
the Rings, where they reach up and pull you down into the
Oh,
water.
well, it's just like a pool of dead people and they're all reaching up trying to get out.
But why?
I don't know. We should look that up. Maybe we can add that later. Such an impressive place. It's white and covered in like the little pieces the glitter ball's made from. Stunning when it's got the blue sky. Bang. Go inside. Let's take our shoes off. So we just read up the meaning of it. White is all about purity. Those hands at the beginning reaching up are meant to represent greed and material wealth, and you're meant to resist them as you go up, which we did.
I think that's why you had to walk up individually and not stop, and it was a single pathway.
And then you get to the bridge, which again is resisting temptation. And then the two figures at the end were the two gods that decide what to do with your soul. Death and I can't remember the name of the other one.
It wasn't Osiris, because that's
No.
Egyptian.
And they decide whether or not you, I don't know, I guess, completed the tasks successfully. probably. But this one, like the Blue Temple, it's a recent one, was built in the 2000s.
Or 1990s.
Started in 1997, and it's still, although it looks finished, it's still ongoing, which is the idea is that apparently temples in Thailand is that they're always being added to. But the guy who designed this funded it himself because he wanted to make sure it was exactly as he wanted it. Mirror tiles, the shiny bits, are meant to represent self-reflection.
Amongst the purity of the white.
And inside the temple where we can't film or take photos, there's a lot of murals which represent the struggle between good and evil, and apparently there's representations of Star Wars and superheroes and things, so that'll be interesting. So let's go inside. Okay, so we went in, and on the wall where you walk in, so on either side of the door when you walk in, but
Basically
there,
behind you, on the left and the right.
that's where all the modern things are. So there was Star Wars.
Which would have been the earliest. And then Ninja Turtle, that was relatively old.
Pikachu. How to Train Your Dragons. What was he called?
Toothless.
There were Ninja Turtles. There were, you said that. Michael Jackson, Elvis.
Yeah. I guess, I don't know if that's the good or bad black and white.
Terminator.
Yeah. Freddy Krueger. It's a who's who of interesting pop art and quite a lot of Marvel superheroes.
Yeah. Iron Man, Superman, Batman.
Spider-Man, Hulk, and DC.
There was an anime character that could be a Korean one, could be Japanese, don't know. Gosh, all sorts of things. I'll see if I can flash up any.
And most of them were sort of below head height.
Yeah.
The majority of them, and there's decades into the future of space where, as new heroes and new things develop, they'll be able to move on up
and a
up.
cell phone
And it would be how high? It would probably be what, like 10 meters inside. So.
And then the walls on either side, on the left and right, were all painted, but the pillars weren't painted and the roof wasn't painted, which is different to the Blue Temple where every inch was painted. Every inch had murals on it. In here there's a lot of space which presumably will be added to and will grow in the future. So yeah, it's quite impressive.
Pretty neat.
This is the toilet, Golden Temple.
Possibly the most amazing in the whole of Asia.
I don't know what it looks like inside.
So what did you make of that toilet experience?
Regular toilets. The outside's painted gold and there's gold seats outside. Nice toilets. Clean and toilet paper and all sorts, but no gold inside. So
our tour for the perfect bathroom in Asia is still...
Yes.
The quest continues.
Okay, this is actually the gold toilets. So I think we were at the wrong one. I think this one is a bit more impressive. Let's have a look. Right, finished at the White Temple. Now we're waiting at what we think is the bus stop.
Next to the little police station, but doesn't have a red roof.
Which it did in another picture that we saw.
From January this year, but now in March of 2026 it's got a green roof.
But we think it's the bus stop anyway, and we can see down the road, so I'm sure some Song Tao or bus will stop and we'll be able to get back to Chiang Rai.
I'm ready to leap up at any second.
We also visited Chiang Rai's night markets. We went to the Saturday night market, which is on Walking Street, so the whole street is closed off for the evening, and there are stalls selling all sorts of kinds of food, souvenirs, clothes, all sorts of things. There was some interesting food, like it wasn't really sit-down food, it was more snacky kind of food, so all kinds of vegetables, little dishes. I had, of all things, a vegetarian lasagna, which was very nice. And we had some fresh guava juice, that was lovely. You can have fresh fruit chopped up. There were cookies, desserts, savory things, all manner of food. The clothes stalls were kind of like second-hand stalls, big variety of clothes there. Souvenirs, some interesting little bags, cuddly toys that squeak and make a noise, like things for the kids. Just a really interesting experience to walk around. They were really, really busy. There was a lot going on. And there was also some dancing, where there was a big stage and someone singing and music going on. And yeah, it was interesting to watch the dancing at the end.